I hate change. I really do. But I felt in the past year, which is it's pretty new.
Yeah.
I have really, really embraced the uncomfortableness of change. And I think it's because I get so exhausted of the same thing over and over again. And it scares me, but I did learn that my world can be bigger. By being in a different destination. I work on my show, Only Murders in the Building. It's in New York where I shoot, and I've never spent more than a week or two in New York, and I'm there for months. And just that alone was an uncomfortable, experience. But I loved it, and I loved the friendships I made and the knowledge that I was gaining, the people I was around, the park and walking, and just how precious life is. It's celebrated. There's culture. It just becomes addicting to want to put yourself in these situations and see what happens. So I will say in the past year, I've felt more comfortable with change, and I'm grateful for it, and I'm going to continue to do that, and I want that. But I think I had always kind of returned to the same behavior and the same pattern of maybe, well, I'm nervous of going out because I don't want to be seen today, or I'm going to just stay in because I feel anxious, or I don't want to go out to that event because I don't want to get seen. I was finding myself just being terrified of the world, and that just isn't a way of living. And it's easy to go do a job because, well, I'm with a bunch of people, they help me look good, I do my job, I smile, and I'm done. But taking spontaneous trips, or, getting out and going to the Balboa Park, which is a very simple park, and just doing that kind of stuff is necessary. And I noticed that New York really helped me. It just really opened me up. The show is really great, and I think being around a bunch of New Yorkers, it does something to you, man. It's good. I mean, that definitely wasn't the first time that I had taken trips in the vein of wanting to go for a mission, and it was one of the most beautiful moments of the film for me, because we actually thought we were just going to make a quick little video about, what we were there to do. And then we fell in love with the people, we fell in love with the story, and we started noticing that everywhere in the world, mental health is very, very real. It's very much something that's affecting everyone. And then you kind of realize that the world it's a small place sometimes, because you're all kind of walking through pain and you're all looking at things in a different way, but ultimately you all want to be happy. And I felt like they inspired me more than I could have done anything for them. It was a really beautiful trip, and it was one of my favorite moments of the film. I was talking to a woman named Betty, and she was basically kind of the person touring or giving us the tour around the village and the schools, and she was lovely. But when we stopped to have a conversation, we just were sitting down, and she told me her story and how she was dealing with suicidal thoughts, and that how she went to a lake and sat there for 2 weeks contemplating. Not a day or an hour of moment, it was 2 weeks. And that was something that I felt floored by, because that's different. Obviously, we can have those thoughts, but she dismissed herself from everyone, and she had to find it with herself, when so many people don't need to walk through that alone, but she did. And she did it well, and she's proud of it, and now she is in an incredible school, and she's going to grow up to be the best influence for her village, for her sisters, for everyone that she's around. That's so special, and I'm just having those conversations with someone from across the world, it's mind-blowing. You don't really know what people are walking through until you do stop and have a conversation.